Summoners Wars bosses are something we haven't gotten a chance to talk about outside of the Reloaded Updates episode back in June of 2023. So let's remedy that and talk about the Rift Beast, World Boss, and Tartarus. We only get to see Khi'zar Kha'jul's full form in motion, and usually when he's doing that jump attack mid-run in R5. Here we get a look at his whole draconic stance, as well as some concept work. It looks like a more strictly dragon-inspired body was the initial thought for the Hydra. They also played around with spines resembling a mountain range, but they'd keep that for the world boss later. The one that interested me the most is this version, where the boss almost had way bigger wings and would have stood on two hind legs, which shows that they had always planned to have us fight on a cliffside. The boss would have had a way to get elevated to our level. Now the boss kind of props himself up like a dog looking for scraps at the table. When I say I got that dog in me, that's what I mean. Turns out the world boss we got is very different from other concepts. The design team took the world part of the name very seriously. There are concepts representing flora, animal life, and even the land itself taking form to fight. Early sketches showed a viney, plant-like monster that we'd be fighting, and you can still see little stick figures for scale, so this thing was going to be massive. But not as massive as when the world itself sprouts legs and starts walking around. The first here shows it being an 8-legged landscape with trees and cliffs on its back. We also have a worm-like quadruped with 2 mouths and a Leshy-inspired forest spirit. These are starting to resemble our final world boss in features. The rocky body is there, but these are definitely more animalistic, which is cool to see that they explored that. The scale here is still crazy, by the way. See those specks? Those are our monsters. The final design is much more evocative of a mountain just deciding to stand up. And on the last splash page, we can see even more details than we normally would while fighting him, like the trees on top, the waterfalls, and the streams of lava from an active volcano mounted on his shoulder. It's a very cool final design, but let me know which one you like the best. Now we'll check out Tartarus, who is actually the smallest of the bosses we've talked about so far, but he's still intimidating for sure. On the last page of his section, we get to see Tartarus in hibernation. At rest, he's almost camouflaged with his labyrinth, which is a really cool way of communicating the act of searching for him through an ever-shifting dungeon while he's blending in. If you're interested in seeing more, you can check out the playlist on the channel, as well as the art book on the Come To Us store. I'll have that linked in the description. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you right back here next time.